Hey guys, coming from Blade Show 2015. So I'm at Ben Loop Tools, table 22Q. He's going to be my exclusive dealer for Blade Show. So he's got my stuff for sale at his table. This is probably going to not go up this weekend. It'll probably go up after Blade Show, so I do apologize. But there's some things that I wanted to show you guys that I didn't get a chance to show you before Blade Show because I was in a hurry trying to pump out some knives. So the first thing is the SK9s, kind of call them the SK9 neckers. Got Kevlar, Lightning Strike, Distress Micarta, some G10, different colors, acid stonewash finishes. You know, Warncliffe, they're CPM 154. Should actually turn them over because they got my logo on them. Yeah, I'll have to turn them over. I think I just noticed that. So I got 7 of them for sale. These bottom ones are going to be 200. These top 2 are 250. And I also got some titanium crosses, anodized different colors. I think they're going to go for about 30 bucks. Some Smock keys, they're on sale for Blade Show at $75. They're probably going to go up after Blade Show, whatever's left of them. Got some Smock, some screw keys, different colors. They're $50 for Blade Show. Again, they'll probably go up after that. Several different colors. And I got the SK23, the first one. I really had to crunch to get this sucker done in time. So it's going to be an open bid ending Saturday at 5 p.m. And it's serialized, so it's the first one, 001. And it's laser engraved on the inside, the serial number, if you can see it. But so this is the first working after the prototype. It's pretty much a button release compression lock, licensed by Spyderco. Flipper, full titanium, anodized bronze, S30V steel, and then you just press the button to release it. Turned out really great. I got pre-orders on those and hopefully be able to do a big enough run to get you guys some that want them. Next, this is we're obviously at Loop Tools table, so he's a dealer, and these are the knives that he's produced and got together. We got some t-shirts here, we got some decals, hat, and then Ben, he's standing here beside me. Give me a rundown of what we got going on here.
This is my first series of knives. I'm calling the 4.7. Basically just a 9-inch overall, 4-inch cutting surface. I went with a 1095 steel. Peter's heat treat Rockwell. I tested up to 59 Rockwell.
And Peter's heat treat is awesome, by the way. They did all of my stuff as well. Great group of guys. I'm very local to them, so I'm able to go over there and check them out. Drop my stuff off, pick it up, you know, personal delivery, and those guys are awesome over there. If you're ever considering heat treat, I definitely recommend Peter's.
I started with another company and was completely dissatisfied. Went to them and they were amazing.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
And so each one of these knives, I do anything from micarta to G10, all the way to a paracord wrap.
It's got a turtle logo. I love the logo.
Yeah, the turtle's got a capital L on the T and the thing for Loop Tools. And then,
so how much are these running?
150, and that includes the sheath. Each sheath is custom made to each knife with scuba belt gear here, so a lot of flexibility when you get in and out of your vehicle and stuff like that, or climbing or anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't have time to make sheets for Blade Show, but I hope to in the future.
Definitely.
So then these?
Same thing. Everything's 150 with the paracord wrap. Now, everything's 3/16 thick steel, with the exception of the paracord. They're a little bit lighter. I've shaved them down a little bit thinner. So,
how much are they running? They run on the same price?
Same price, 150 across the board, because I do have a little bit more work in shaving them down.
Okay.
So.
All right, cool. And Ben also does railroad spike knives.
Yep.
So you can check out his website. He actually sells a lot of railroad spike knives, a lot more than I would think, and he's doing great with that.
Yeah.
So check that stuff out as well. Follow Ben Loop on Instagram. Obviously follow me too. And hopefully we'll have a good Blade Show. And this place is freaking huge. It's really early in the morning, so there really isn't that many people here, other than people setting up for their tables and whatnot. But wish us luck, guys. It's our first show showing. Hopefully be back, maybe go to Vegas if things go well. Really appreciate your support, and if you're interested in anything that you see here that will probably be gone, but you never know, you can get a hold of us. That's it. All right, thanks guys. Later.
Y'all have a good one.
Hey guys, so you've probably seen the first part of this video. That was at Blade Show. This is now returning from Blade Show the next, this Monday. So I want to give you kind of a recap of what's going on, what's left for sale, that type of thing, in case you're interested. So Blade Show went awesome. It was a totally different experience being behind one of the tables than walking around the show. Like, I went last year, was the first year that I actually went. Tried to learn as much as I could learn about, trying to make the next Blade Show even better. So this Blade Show, everything went really great. Couple things I learned. We waited a long time trying to decide on whether Loop Tools was going to go, whether I was going to go, whether I was going to be on his table, that kind of thing. We really didn't know what to expect, what to do. So we waited and we waited and we waited too damn long. We ended up getting a table that was way kind of in the back. So I learned. I'm not going to do that next year. I'm actually already planning on trying to sign up for 2016. I'm going to have my own table, and I want to have it as up front as close as possible. Because a lot of the guys that were up front in that area never even came to the back. So we didn't get quite as much foot traffic as I thought we would. We still got a ton of people who came and checked out my stuff. I don't know, I must have met literally 300 to 500 Instagram followers. So if you're following me on Instagram, if you were one of those people that came up and introduced yourself, thank you very much. It was a great feeling to know that I actually have that many people following me. You guys told me stories of how you've been following me for years and this and that, and it was awesome. Thank you very much. It gave me that little bit of inspiration that I needed to keep going, because a lot of times you get going doing this and you don't know whether it's the right thing you should be doing. I talked to a lot of knife makers. I went and showed them the SK23. I'm not going to quote anybody or anything or mention any names, because just in case you don't want me to, but everybody that I showed it to really liked it. And some big names. I've got some connections, family connections over there. I got introduced to some of the top makers, whether you want to say in the country, in the world, whatever. They were the top dogs there, and I got to meet them and talk to them, show them the knife. It was really, really cool. Great experience. So overall, it just gave me that much more incentive to keep going, which is great. I've already got what I want to do for 2016 planned out. A lot of you guys are still on my books for modified pimp jobs. My plan is to get them busted out and get them done ASAP. Obviously, a lot of you guys have been waiting way too freaking long, and I do apologize for that. So I want to get those guys done, get them out of the way. No offense, but I really want to get going on the knife making part of it. This thing was a huge success at Blade Show, at least in my opinion. There was other great makers there that had great knives, so I'm not saying like this was the best thing there. I'm not saying that, but for me, it definitely gave me incentive and motivation to keep moving forward. So we're going to start hammering that out. I've got investors for this. Those guys are going to be first. I'm going to have to raffle off a couple, because I got bills to pay, so I'm going to have to do a couple of auctions and whatnot. This one was for open bid. It was 001. It was the first one. So you guys have seen the prototype from the videos. So just so you know, it's a flipper with a button release compression lock. And it is licensed by Spyderco now officially. I've gone through that process. I wanted to make sure that I was doing the right thing. I didn't want to be like trying to hide underneath the wire or whatever. As soon as I even got this thing drawn in AutoCAD, I had already been having conversations with Spyderco. So, like I said, I want to do the right thing. So I am now officially licensed by Spyderco to make the compression lock. So this is the first one. It's bronze anodized, a little bit different contouring in here, a little bit more ergonomic than this one, these squared off edges. It's actually got a button here, an actual titanium button. All the hardware is titanium. The blade steel on this one in the first run is S30V. I plan on doing some other blade steels, like I want to do 3V. I want to do 1095 because I want to do Hamones. But the main one's going to be, I think, S30V. I think most people are going to be happy with that. Rounded polished spine, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. This one here was going to get a logo on here, but I didn't have time. And this one is sold. This one went up for open bid. It went for $700. And actually, I think that the guy got a really good deal, because there was about 6 other guys that were gonna come over and try sniping it at the last minute, and then guys came over a little bit later and they're like, so what did it end up going for? I'm like, 700. They're like, oh my god, I would have came over and bid more. He's like, I thought it was gonna go way out of my price range. So you know, I went for 700. The first guy got, I think he got a really good deal. I think it could have easily went for $1,000 or more. But hey, you know, that's the thing about open bids on Blade Show. You never know. And timing of open bids is also important, because I think my timing may have been a little bit off, because it was about at the same time that other knife makers were doing their or closing their open bids. So if you do it at the same time, I'm new, I'm up and coming, so I'm not as popular as those guys are. So obviously, if you were going to be at my table, or if you were going to be at somebody that was extremely well known and had bids on their table, you're going to be at their table. So lesson learned, but that's okay. I'm glad. From the people that I showed this to, knife makers that gave me good compliments, that made my weekend. That was all I needed. Made me feel great. So I didn't care if I sold anything at that point. I was thrilled. I did sell some of these. Again, I've got to ship these out as well. This one's got to get shipped out today. These are the SK9s. Calling it the SK9 neckers. I was trying to get sheaths made in time, and I didn't. So I don't have sheaths for them, but I do have these little pouches I had handmade locally. So, and with these knives, if you've got an order on one of these, it's going to come in a pouch, and then it's going to come with some Aegis HDCI formula knife care solution, just so you know. So this one's going to go out in the mail today. These two here, this one was Lightning Strike carbon fiber. All of these SK9s are CPM 154. So this one sold, Thunderstorm Kevlar, same grind, same blade shape as the SK23. I'm really liking that, and I got tons and tons of compliments on the shape of the blade. So I'm not really going to change anything for a while. I'm going to keep rolling with that blade shape. I might do stuff later down the road, like I do want to do a sheep's foot. I do want to do some hollow grinds, that kind of thing. But right now I'm just going to stick with this stuff. So the orange, I've got orange with acid stonewash satin flats, black G10 stonewashed, distressed micarta, kind of like I do in my paramilitary 2s, acid stonewashed. Then 2 toxic green and black layered. I kind of did this for kind of like a retro, you know, because I did a lot of this when I first started customizing stuff. This one is stonewashed with satin flats, and this one is just full acid stonewashed. Now, these ones are still for sale, the orange and these. They're $200 shipped. And if you want one of these cases, I can put one of these cases with it for an extra 10 bucks, so $210 shipped. If you want just the knife, I can do $200. It'll just come in a box, come with a card of authenticity. And you can have somebody make you up a sheath. I'm so buried at this point. I don't have time to make sheaths for them. I apologize, but it's just what it is. I gotta prioritize stuff. I do have some Smock keys left over. And I'm gonna keep the pricing on these for a little bit at $75. They're probably gonna go back up to $85 because I think $85 is more than fair. But we're gonna do $75 for a little bit. I have some crosses available that are anodized in different colors. I actually sold quite a few of these at Blade Show. They're just 30 bucks shipped, and that's just regular standard shipping. If you want priority and tracking, you're going to have to pay extra, you know, $5 extra for that. But 30 bucks, just regular priority mail on any of these little guys down here. And if you haven't seen this before, this is the Smock key. It's fairly new. It's got a hand ground pry bar at the end, bottle opener here, your little hex key there. Comes with a key ring, card of authenticity, business card. I've got several different colors in these. I didn't want to get them all out. So those are available. I also have some brew keys. These have changed just a little bit. I took the hole out of here and did my little logo. I wanted to get a logo, so that's a laser etched logo on there. This one's blue with polished rounded spine. This one's flame anodized. These are going for 50 bucks shipped. And I have a couple of different colors in these. I think there's some green. There might even be some pink. There may be some bronze. So let me know. And that's pretty much what's still left for sale. Again, Blade Show went great. I did get an interview on, maybe I'll put a link down below. Joe from Matt Diskin's Table did an interview with me, so you can probably do a Google search on that. He's probably posted that on YouTube. So that was really cool. Got an interview, and you know, just great stuff. And also, and I might post this on Instagram. If anybody has a pimp job, okay, if you've put money down, you're waiting on me to do a knife. If you want to get in on one of my custom jobs, or if you want one of these and you know you paid $150 for a pimp job or whatever, and you would rather have one of these, you know, you pay the extra 50 bucks. I can send you this knife and send you, if you've sent me your, you know, paramilitary or whatever, I can send you that back. So it's not me trying to get out of doing anything, but I know a lot of guys have been like, you know, I love what I sent you to do, but I'd love one of your customs even more. I've got that several times. And I'm like, hey, I can transfer you over. So, you know, the starting price on these for the investors was $500, and that was a full paid up front list. It was a short list. That was to help me get some of the equipment that I needed. After that, I'm probably going to do a $50 non-refundable deposit for the next run, which might be coming soon. So keep your eye out for that. Otherwise, if you've got and the full price will be starting at $600 after the investors, okay? So, but if you want to do, you know, if you want your knife back that you've got here that's for pimping, and you would much rather have me take that money and put it on the list, you have to pay the remainder balance before I ship it, but you don't have to pay the rest of it up front right now. You know, so if you want me to put $150 down on one of these and get you in the works for that, just let me know. And also, you can check out my website. I've got a tab underneath there, knives. There is other designs. So I've got an SK45, I've got an SK47, I got an SK69. So it doesn't have to be this. So if you want a frame lock, there is a frame lock design that I plan on doing. So if you want to transfer your money over to that, that's fine. Actually, I'd encourage it. At this point, I really want to try and get all the pimp jobs done, get them going. And concentrate and put my efforts here, because I'm loving what I'm doing, and to make my own stuff is way more gratifying than to customize somebody else's stuff. It's great, but this is way better. It feels way better. So if you want to do that, let me know. And sorry for the ramble, but hey, it is what it is. And if you want this stuff, shoot me an email, kevin@smockknives.com. Check my website out. And it was a great Blade Show, guys. I met a lot of people, and if you're watching this and I met you, I greatly appreciate it. And hope to see you next year. I plan on being there. I'm going to go buy my table here shortly. So see you guys then. Thanks.